The text came in at exactly 2 a.m., a short, simple line glowing on my phone screen: "I'll call later." For a moment I just stared at it, confused. My wife, Hannah, was supposed to be away on a short business trip, 3 hours from home. We'd talked earlier that evening. She'd sounded tired but fine. So why was she texting me in the middle of the night instead of sleeping? I replied, "Everything okay?" But no answer came. 10 minutes passed, and my worry grew. I tried calling, but it went straight to voicemail. Something felt wrong, terribly wrong. I sat there in the dark, watching the minutes change on the clock, wishing I could read between the lines of her message. By 2:10, I couldn't sit still. I called again, then again. Still nothing. I threw on a jacket, pacing the living room, telling myself I was overreacting. But deep down, I knew the silence wasn't normal. At 2:17, the phone finally rang. It wasn't Hannah. It was an unfamiliar number. A man's voice, calm, professional, spoke. "Sir, is this Evan Mitchell?" "Yes," I said quickly. "Who's this?" There was a pause, then the words I'll never forget: "This is Officer Reynolds from Greenfield County. There's been an accident." My heart stopped. What happened?" "Your wife's car went off the road about half an hour ago. Paramedics are on the scene. She was conscious when they arrived, but she asked us to contact you immediately." The drive there felt endless. Every turn of the wheels sounded like a countdown. When I finally reached the hospital, a nurse rushed me to the emergency room. Through the window I saw Hannah lying on the bed, pale, blood on her forehead, oxygen mask over her face. She saw me, her eyes softening with relief and pain at the same time. I moved closer, taking her hand. "What happened?" I whispered. Her voice was weak but clear. "I was coming home. I was so tired of being away from you." Tears blurred my vision. "You should have waited until morning." She shook her head slightly. "I didn't want to wait anymore. I wanted to fix things between us." The doctor stepped in, gently telling me they needed to take her to surgery for internal bleeding. I let go of her hand as they rolled her away, promising myself she'd be fine. But 2 hours later, when the surgeon walked back into the waiting room with that expression I'd seen only in movies, I knew before he spoke. "She didn't make it," he said quietly. The room spun. My ears rang. I couldn't breathe. Everything after that was a blur. The paperwork, the sympathy voices, the drive home to an empty house still holding her laughter in its walls. Weeks passed in slow motion. One day the police returned her belongings: her phone, a bracelet I'd given her for our anniversary, and a small sealed envelope. Inside was a note addressed to me, dated the night she died. It read, "I've been thinking about us a lot. Somewhere along the way I let distance become habit. But tonight I realized that none of the noise out there matters if I can't share it with you. I'll call later, just need to clear my head and come home." That was the text. Those were her last words to me. For days I couldn't stop reading it, hearing it echo through the quiet rooms. She hadn't been leaving me again, she was coming home. But fate took that moment from us. I spent months blaming myself for every missed call, every argument that ended without an "I love you." Then one evening I found something in her voice memos, a recording from the day before she left for that trip. Her voice was calm, steady, hopeful. "Evan, if you ever hear this, I want you to know I never stopped believing in us. I just needed to remember who I was so I could be better for you." I listened to that recording every night for weeks until the ache in my chest became something gentler, a kind of gratitude. Because even though our story ended too soon, she left me with something stronger than grief: the reminder that love is not measured by how long it lasts but by how deeply it lives on. Now, whenever my phone buzzes late at night, I still pause for a moment. Not because I expect her message again, but because I remember that even the smallest words can carry a goodbye that lasts a lifetime. She texted at 2, she was gone by 2:10, but somehow, her love still finds me in the quiet hours between.